Hello, my name's Nigel. I'd just like to do a quick review for you of my Parnis Portuguese Power Reserve Automatic wristwatch. It's a homage watch to the M.B.W.C Portuguese, but I'll give you a little bit more detail on that later. It has a silver white dial with two sub-dials. It has blue hands and blue markings with blue numbers and blue buttons round the edge. The top dial is a power reserve indicator for the automatic movement, giving a 40-hour total power reserve, and the bottom dial is the dial for the seconds sub-hand. It says on the left hand side Parnis chronometer, and it says on the right hand side Power Reserve Automatic. It has a nice stainless steel case with a nicely beveled edge, and it has nice brushing on the side there and also between the lugs, and it's very nicely done. It has a nice brown leather strap and a deployment clasp. The deployment clasp is in stainless steel and it works very nicely. For those of you who haven't had a deployment clasp before, it's also my first, and it just involves securing this part of the clasp in the hole where you would usually wear your strap, and then it folds over neatly both sides like that to secure the strap onto your wrist, and then thread it through the buckles in the normal way, and it clips into place with that button there, like that. Very nicely done. There you can see it in a little bit more detail, and it keeps it nice and secure on the wrist, and it's very much like a safety clasp is on a stainless steel bracelet. So just releasing that there. A little look at the movement there. It is an automatic movement. You can see the balance, and you can see the little wheel at the top with the spring in it, and it's going at the moment because it's on full power reserve. It has a full display back and a nicely beveled case back, and it is comfortable to wear. There we are. As I say, it's a seagull movement, seagull automatic movement, so it is a good quality, well-known, reliable movement that's used in a lot of watches. And this watch, as I say, is a homage watch to the M.B.W.C Portuguese. The bit of history behind the Portuguese name is that the original watch was a sort of it was a seafaring, yachting, marine inspiration timepiece. I believe from what I've read that the Portuguese name originally was attributed to a timepiece because two brothers ordered watches to be made back in the 1930s. There were two Portuguese brothers, and they wanted their watches to have marine type accuracy, and that's where this watch takes its inspiration from, and it pays homage to that watch in its looks at least. It is intended to do so. Going back a little further, I read that the Portuguese also carried out a great deal of exploration during the 15th and 16th centuries on the oceans, and a great deal of sailing exploration, and they perfected the use through instruments of navigation, and that is also part of the inspiration behind the Portuguese name for the original watch, and again where this homage watch takes its inspiration and name from in its looks. And there we are. All in all, a very nice watch. a good automatic movement, a nicely finished stainless steel case, very very elegant, a nice dress watch with yachting and marine inspirations, and its marked chronometer, which looks very nice, and with the words, as I say, power reserve automatic. It is handy to have the power reserve at the top, because it does give you an indication of how much charge you have left in the mechanism, and so it avoids overwinding it as well. I only got it yesterday, and it was on a 20-hour reserve when I put it on, and after wearing it for 2 hours it had automatically wound itself to 40-hour power reserve. When I put it on this morning, it still had a power reserve of approximately 30 hours, so that's very good. There hasn't been any hand winding needed. It comes in a very nice presentation box. If I just show you inside, with a nice little protective dust cover, there we are, and a nice cushion to protect the watch against shocks, and it comes with some instructions to help you if you're new to automatic watches, which I am myself, to help you against precautions against overwinding, and to give you some information there as well on the general running in process of the watch. It explains that during the first month or so the watch is distributing the oil around its movement, and that after a month the watch will begin to maintain its peak performance with the most accurate timekeeping that can then be bestowed upon it after it's been used for a while. It also tells you to wind the watch regularly if you don't wear it, just to keep things all in circulation and to prevent the mechanism from sort of clogging up and the oils from congealing. So a nice little bit of information there from the seller to help the purchaser with the maintenance of his new timepiece. A nice weighty feel and a nice quality feel on the wrist. So there they are. That's the Parnis chronometer, the Parnis Portuguese Power Reserve Automatic. It's 43mm diameter and about 16mm in depth, quite a nice depth, and it wears very nicely on the wrist. I'll just put it on to show you the process there. Hopefully you can see the process of fastening over the deployment clasp, like that, and then it obviously threads through in the normal way, so there's no adjustments to do. It's just a case of like with a normal leather strap, and it's a case of putting that part of the deployment buckle in the correct hole where you would usually wear the strap, and that allows you to do it by opening up on an hinged arrangement. And there we are. That's a 43mm watch, and it feels very elegant and very impressive to wear on the wrist. All in all, very nice for around the 80 to 90 pounds mark. It feels very very reasonably priced for what you get, and overall I'm sure that most people will be very satisfied with the purchase of such a watch at that price. So there we go. Thank you for watching this short introductory video.